Jumbo everybody, in today's video I'm answering your Disney questions. Do you like my hat? So this was from the Year of a Million Dreams. This was 2008. I don't know if you guys went to the parks at that point. It was like not just a year, it was like 2 years or 3 years, I don't even know. I got off of Expedition Everest and they handed us these hats. We were like, wow, we're super fancy. So I have a bunch of questions here from my Facebook page. This might be a two-part series. We're going to see how quickly I can get through these. All about Disney planning questions and all the things. If you haven't yet entered my 20,000 subscriber giveaway, be sure to do that. The link for that video will be up in one of these corners in the cards and in the description bar below of this video. You have until Thursday to enter, so be sure to do so. So these are in no particular order. I'm just going to go straight down my list. So Lisa asks, are you at Disney now? I am not. I wish I was. Maybe this fall. We might, who knows. Number 2, Amy. Amy asks, what oils do you take with you to help with the energy needed to do Disney? We love Disney, but it is a tiring physical trip. I totally agree with that. I totally agree. So the oils that I bring to Disney have been slimmed down actually over the years. I used to take like my entire oils case with me, and now I feel like there are a few staples that I always have with me. And I don't like to just pinpoint energy because I feel like all of our body systems are connected. And so we need to support our immune system, our digestive system, our sleep, like all the things to have optimal energy, to feel the best we can at Disney. So a couple of things that I bring with me. 2 absolute must-haves are Thieves and Digis. So Digis is great for helping with occasional motion sickness and that kind of thing. I do get a little motion sensitive at Disney. I'm pretty good on the rides for the most part. It's the travel getting there is where I have the hardest time. But anyway, so with Digis, what I'll do is I will put a drop of this behind my earlobes. I'll show you on the back part behind, I don't know if you can see this, on my head, right back here and on the other side too. And there's ginger, tarragon, fennel, lots of good things, anise patchouli in here. And they're very good for helping to stabilize your inner ear. And also the scent of them is really good from a nausea standpoint. So I like to put it behind my ears before I even like get to the park. And then while I'm in the park, if I'm going on like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or a ride that's a little swayy, motiony, I'll put on another round of it before I get on that ride. And I'm pretty good to go after that. Also good for occasional digestive discomfort. When we travel, our digestive system tends to slow down. So to keep it moving and operating as it should, I will put Digis right on my belly probably every single day while I'm down there. And that just kind of helps keep things going. And when you have good digestion, you have good energy. So that kind of ties in. Thieves, I will put a drop on the bottom of my feet underneath my socks before I head out to the parks. That's just good to help keep my immune system in tip-top shape because we all know Disney is like thousands of people and we gotta keep nice and healthy and all the things when we are there. If I've had a late night and we're getting up for early extra magic hours, I will take peppermint. I'll either take a drop of peppermint internally with this version, the Vitality version of peppermint, just in a mug and just drink it down just to kind of get me going in the morning, or I'll just smell this from the bottle and it's so strong, like strong enough to wake you up, get you out of bed, and get you going. It's just incredible. Also amazing in the Florida heat too. We can get kind of run down and tired because of how hot and humid it is. So I'll just put a couple of drops of peppermint in a spray bottle filled with water and put it in my park bag and just spray it on the back of my neck, behind my knees, insides of my wrists and elbows, just to kind of give me a little bit of a, I don't know, freshening up a bit. And it's very cooling. So I like to have those. Those are the ones I absolutely have to have in my park bag. There's one more that I like to have with me too, and that's lavender. I, being from the north, the Great White North here, right, as they say, I don't know, I'm not from Canada, but I'm close enough, geographically speaking. And I like to have lavender because lavender's great for skin support. So if you're out in the sun all day long and you get back to your room and you're just like, too much sun, I'm tired, my skin doesn't like it, I'll put lavender on any skin that was exposed. When I go to bed, I'm sleeping like a baby, first of all. Second of all, my skin is just like, ah, and it looks like it's never seen the sun by the next day. So gotta have probably those four. Those four are my top favorites. All right, so Mike asks, what have you done at Disney that you wouldn't care to do again? I've never been asked this question. That's a very good question. So I think probably the first one that comes to mind is parasailing. I am not a daredevil at all, and we did parasailing behind Bay Lake Tower. This was probably in 2011, and at this point, it was when I was having a lot of anxiety issues, and maybe it'd be different now. I don't really know, but at the time, I got very faint when I was up there. It was so high up for me. I was terrified, and so that's something I don't know if I would do again. Outside of that, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't go see It's Tough to Be a Bug a second time. That was a little overstimulating for me. That was the same trip though, so maybe it'd be different now. I don't know. Outside of that, the only other thing that I can think of that I wouldn't do a second time now probably is the fast pass for the reserved seating or standing for Illuminations. Doing it once was great, but I don't know if I have to do it again. The only reason I say that is because it prohibits you from getting another fast pass. So when you go to Epcot and you have your 3 fast pass plus reservations, you've got your first 2 right, you get to use them and that's great, but you can't add another one because you've got that last one at the very, very, very end of the day. And especially if it's a really busy time of year, not ideal. I always like to stand in line and see what I can get a fast pass for when my 3rd fast pass is up, and that prohibits that from happening. So I guess that would be the other thing. But other than that, I'd pretty much do everything again. All right, so Lynn asks, what's your favorite time of year to go? We've been pretty much every single time of year. I don't know if I could really pick one. I'm going to say at this point, probably November. Probably November has been my favorite time. Favorite place to stay historically has been either the Swan and Dolphin Hotel or the Boardwalk, just because we love Epcot. We love that walking around the lake and just the ambiance of all of that. So if I had to pick between the two, I think it'd be the Boardwalk, just because of the space you get in the room for the money of renting points. More info on that coming up. New thing you're looking forward to seeing. We didn't get a fast pass for Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom this past time because of the reschedule and all of that. We had a fast pass scheduled for it in September, but so we couldn't get another one, and the line was like 2.5 hours long or 3 hours. It was ridiculous. So we weren't going to do that. So I would say Flight of Passage is probably something I'm looking forward to. Also, Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios. We haven't been to Hollywood Studios since they started the construction, just because there's like 4 rides open or 6 or whatever. There's really not a whole lot going on. So once Hollywood Studios gets its revamp, I think like just going there and experiencing that again is something that I'm really looking forward to seeing. So that'll be fun. All right, so Kate asks, did you also love Disney as a child? I went to Disney 3 times as a kid. The first time I was I was like a baby. Second time I was 3, and the third time I was in elementary school, maybe 2nd or 3rd grade. And then we didn't go again until my honeymoon. And so as a child, and the only thing that I can really remember, I remember 2 traumatizing events at the Magic Kingdom as a 3-year-old. The Haunted Mansion and Magic Journeys terrified me. And that was the only thing that, and I also remember Mr. Toad's Wild Ride as a very young child. But those were the only things that I remember as a 3-year-old. But I do remember a lot of Epcot as a middle elementary school child, and I really enjoyed Epcot. That whole edutainment thing is like right up my alley. Loved that. But I didn't really go as a kid very much. It wasn't until 2006 when I got married that we started going every year, and we kind of became obsessed. So there we have it. Who is your favorite princess? Mine is Belle. My favorite Disney princess, I will say Cinderella. She was my very first Disney princess fave. Yeah. We'll go with that one. Angela's asking, I would love to know how to rent DVC points. I'm sure it'll be 5 YouTube videos worth on how to do it. It's really not that big of a deal. How much time do we have? I will do that video right after this one. I will get there. Dana's asking, how do you keep your feet happy? Peppermint is how I keep my feet happy. I make sure to bring 2 different pairs of tennis shoes, both well broken in. Really nice, comfortable socks. They're normally the ankle cut socks from the Dollar Tree. I feel like those are amazing. And then I also, when I get back to the room, I will massage peppermint into my feet. We also have this little nubby, like it looks like a golf ball that we bring with us too to massage our feet with as well when we're back in the hotel. Also, lots and lots of Band-Aids, and those blister block Band-Aids are awesome to have with you too. If you feel a hot spot, don't wait for it to turn into a blister. Just put a Band-Aid or a blister block Band-Aid type of thing on it. That'll just make your feet super happy for the rest of the trip. And we also like to get off our feet too. Like, we'll search out if our feet are feeling like, okay, we gotta like get off these things. We'll seek out a show. We'll sit through Carousel of Progress or Monsters Inc. Lap Floor or whatever. We'll sit through a time where we can get off our feet a little bit. Just kind of like take our shoes off and just move our feet around and like stretch our toes a little bit. And that helps. Just any little bit that you can get off your feet is a good thing. Okay, Dana's saying, can you talk about parking on property? Do you have to pay to park at the hotel and the parks each day? Think about renting a car when we go down this summer. Usually we use Uber or Disney transportation. So when you stay on Disney property, you do not have to pay to park at either the hotel or the parks. Parking is free. If you're staying off site, it's $22 a day now to park at the parks. So that's something to consider when you're thinking about, and I know, Dana, I'm pretty sure you're going to be staying on property, but I don't know. You don't say. I can't really tell by your question if you are. If you are staying off site, yeah, you do have to pay. If you're staying on site, you do not have to pay. So there's that. If you're staying at the Swan and Dolphin, you do have to pay to park each day at the Swan and Dolphin. But a Disney specific owned hotel, it's completely free to park. I highly recommend it. So Kelly is asking, is renting DVC points worth the trouble? Yes. It absolutely is worth the trouble, although we've never really had trouble with it. It's always been fine. And I will do a separate video on that coming up right after this one. All right. Jayla is asking, you got to get into the hotel in the castle. Oh, that's not a question. I know. You're telling me. I know. Yeah. The castle suite. Eventually. We'll see how, I don't know how you get in there, but all right. So Crystal is asking, what stores do you like to hit for shopping in each park? At Epcot, we like Mouse Gear, but mostly we like all the shops at World Showcase. Like, it's, I really like looking through the Morocco shop. I like looking through the Japan shop. That's called Mitsukoshi Department Store, I think is what it's called, at Japan. Love looking through there. I like looking through the shop in China too, when you walk out of the 360 video. I really like those 3 are my favorites. At Magic Kingdom, you know, I guess whatever the shop, it's not the confection, what is that called? The shop that's right to the left. When you walk in, you're going down Main Street. Y'all are screaming at me right now. I know you know what I'm talking about. The shop that's right on the left-hand side when you're walking down Main Street. That's probably my favorite one at Magic Kingdom. At Animal Kingdom, those are all pretty much the same to me. And at Hollywood Studios, I like the shop that, and I don't even know what this one's called. When you're heading down Sunset Boulevard towards the Tower of Terror and Rock Roller Coaster, there's a shop on the right-hand side that has like all the movie kind of things in the front window. I can't remember what that one's called either. But I like just looking through there. Normally, though, when we're doing our shopping and stuff, like we're shopping at the boardwalk or at the beach club, little sundry shops. Like, I very rarely shop actually in the park itself because I don't want to have to deal with having my bags like either transferred to my hotel or carrying around with me like throughout the entire day. Like, I just wait until we get back to the hotel and then I just shop there. Or I shop on the Disney Parks app when I get home. So, all right. So those are all the questions that I got. That was really, really fast. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how to rent Disney Vacation Club points. This is what we do exclusively now. We're not Disney Vacation Club members, but we stay at Disney Vacation Club hotels for a fraction of the price. So that video will be coming up immediately after this one. Give it about a day or so. Information on that coming soon. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't already and you'd like to, hit that button down below, subscribe so you never miss a daily video. Happy Disney planning, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao.